Good afternoon, Winter Womanland community. I hope everyone is having an amazing Tuesday. I'm excited. I hope. Let me know if you guys can hear me because I just saw someone. Hi, Chi-Town. Okay, perfect. You said you can hear now. Fantastic. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I wanted to go live much earlier today, but my StreamYard was tripping. And y'all know we got so much to talk about. So go ahead and tap your neighbor. Tell them to come on over to the church house. Tell them to come on in the room. We've got much to talk about today. Come on in the room. It's gonna be one of them days. It's gonna be one of them days. I'm telling you now. Hello, Toot and Linda. Thank you guys so much for being here. Guys, make sure you show much love to our moderators. I appreciate both of you for being here. Thank you for bearing with me on today. Regina, good morning or good afternoon. Zane, Chi-Town, Miss Norma, Angela, Tay T. Hello, Pink Hearts Forever. Hey, Sean. Tawana, good afternoon. Dog Lady, Finer Dove, welcome. Miss Sharon, welcome. Hi, Kathy. Mama V, welcome. Hi, God's child. I'm not bothered. Welcome. MLC Capricorn, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Yvette, Missy Pete. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Finer Dove, I see your comment. We're going to get into all of it. We're going to get into all of it today. Of course, if you checked out my thumbnail, child, it's a lot happening. It's a lot happening. Green Base, welcome. Cherry Moon, welcome. Black, Bald, and Beautiful, welcome. Para, welcome. I do want to take this time to give a special shout out to my Winter Womanland subscribers and channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I do appreciate your monthly memberships that go to support this channel and help it grow. You guys are greatly appreciated. You guys have been loyal and your support has not gone unnoticed. Hey, Tay Talk, welcome, girl. Devonna, welcome, welcome. Mahogany, welcome. Mods, you know how we do over here. Please shout out any content creators that are in the chat. Although we do not shout out any that are not in the chat. Unless I'm referencing something that I have peeped on another channel. What I will say is shout out to the hardworking content creators of YouTube that have been steadfast in covering all things Love and Marriage Huntsville all season. Y'all know that I personally feel like y'all the real MVPs. Y'all deserve a check. Because the way that y'all have held this show down, y'all don't get enough credit. Y'all don't get enough credit. Love is Lena, welcome. Cherry Moon, welcome. I hope you have sound now. Please check for me, dear. Antoinette, Brian, Jacqueline, welcome. Well, I will say there has been much occurred. I finally was able to skim through and skip through the final part of the reunion. Y'all know good and doggone well that I have struggled. And I personally felt like 3 parts was 3 parts too long. I really thought this could have been condensed into a 2-part. Now, everybody might not agree with me, but y'all know over here, I speak my opinion and my opinion only. You don't have to agree. All that to say, all of my commentary is alleged. It is per my First Amendment rights. I'm here to speak my mind and my mind only. If you don't agree, that's your prerogative. I'm here to share my thoughts, my opinions, my observations from my perspective. And I also am here to give a little bit of reality TV education. You guys know that I was on Love and Marriage DC for 3 seasons. So my perspective is a little bit different than other content creators that are covering these shows. Not to take anything away from them, they do a fantastic job. Like I said, that's my unique perspective. All that to say, I have journeyed through Love and Marriage Huntsville this season, and boy, what a ride it has been. I'm going to be honest. I feel like there's a lot that they tried to focus on and a lot that they tried to cover. I don't feel like some parts of the reunion did us justice. You guys know how I feel about the grooming accusations, wrong choice of words. Because again, we know how serious that is. And let me tell you what, I would have flipped that whole stage over had somebody accused me of something so egregious, because we know what grooming means. We're not toddlers. We're not incompetent thinking individuals. We know the negative connotation behind words like grooming, especially in this climate. Child, all that to say, if production was the suggestion behind using that particular word, that's one time you should not have listened. It's my thoughts. Because what are we doing? All that to say, we'll start out with the positives. We'll start out with the positives. Um, I did like how they honored Kiki. Finer Dove, I saw your comment, and we'll just start there first. Um, I do like how they honored Kiki. I feel like it was long overdue. And, I think this is the thing that irritates me with reality TV, because sometimes it's just right to do right. Why do we have to wait for everything to have a moment because it's being recorded? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't we just have taken time out to honor her when it happened? Why we had to wait? This should have been a follow-up to something that was already done. But I am grateful that they did take time out to acknowledge her. I will just say I wish it was done sooner rather than later. Um, and especially not in conjunction with trying to amp up some ratings. Do anybody know what the final ratings were for Love and Marriage Huntsville after part 3 aired? Anybody care to do a little research? Shout out to Anonymous T Child, because let me tell you what, baby, she be on them stats, and I really wish I had a went right to her right quick, because I know she probably posted them. Anonymous T, keep doing your thing. I do enjoy your channel, and I do tap in to your channel, especially when you cover them ratings. Girl, I be gagged and giggled. Okay. But I can't remember what their final numbers were. Hey, Chronicles of Kim K. Hold on, Tay Talk. What you say? Let me go find you again. Oh my gosh, what did you say? Did I miss it? Chronicles of Kim K, thank you for joining me, boo. Was that you or was it somebody else? Oh, Sexy Chocolate. That wasn't Tay Talk. I'm sorry, Tay. That wasn't you. I'm putting that on you. That wasn't you. You said, when you have a multi-million-dollar business, you call your lawyers and keep it cute like Mel did. That's why she... I feel like they didn't really... I don't know if it was by choice. I ain't going to claim to know all the ins and outs. Don't give me the line. I don't feel like she really... Either they cut out a lot. This is the type of stuff that you don't be knowing because of editing. I don't feel like Mel spoke too much. I don't feel like Mel spoke too much at all. Hey, Leo. I really don't. And a part of me feels like that was strategic, but I also don't trust their editing. And it could have been a lot cut out that we didn't see. I could tell that she was very annoyed and perturbed. She maintained her composure. It did feel like they were hot and heavy at coming towards her. And let's be clear, that stuff is strategic. Y'all know what it is. I don't believe that. I'm going to just say this. I never believe when it is said that they don't know when some people are exiting. I believe the one person who was a shocker was Akeisha. because of the way she did it. I can't imagine that there has not been conversations behind the scenes. I just can't imagine. I believe this has been brewing for quite some time. Let's not forget, Mel ain't been promoting Love and Marriage Huntsville. She has not been promoting Love and Marriage Huntsville like she used to do. Y'all gonna sit here and tell me that y'all didn't have an inkling this girl wasn't about to come back? Please. I don't believe that. She's too big of a player. I believe that she has meetings that the other ones don't. A little birdie told me that it was said that Mel and Mr. King were the reason why Love and Marriage Huntsville had declined. I disagree. It declined because we have been stuck on a storyline for 11 seasons. What did we expect? I don't feel like we got a whole lot from the other cast members. I feel like we spent way too much time on Love After Lockup Moses, and we spent too much time on Trash Can Trish. And Trish and Ken is supposed to be the future of the show. Help me understand. And I think I've had about enough. Marquez, King, Trish. I'm tired of all them going live. I mean, like doing live interviews and such. I've had about enough. When I tell you they storyline has wore me out, wore me out, wore me out. I think it's foolish. I think, it was just a lot of foolish storylines. So I'm confused. And you know what, guys, Chad, don't put your comment up here. Chad, don't make me laugh today. Hey, the voice. Not a Timu Mela Martell. That is funny to me. I just think it's silly. And then help me understand the Black excellence of it all. Where is it? I don't believe Ken and Trish are really split up. Don't believe it at all. Don't believe it as far as I can throw it. Good afternoon, TM Midsector and Dear Yvette. I'm going to be honest, my overall review of this particular season of Love and Marriage Huntsville is that honestly, y'all, was a disappointment. I feel like this was not how I would have wanted to see them end. And it's certainly not how I would have wanted to see Mel exit the show. Flora. I didn't care. I didn't. Overall, I really could have lived without it. Follow Me Black TV, welcome. You said, let's put your comment up here. You said the show has been a burnout for me. I've been on blackout and still burned out from the reviews. So glad the show has ended. Yeah, I do feel like I'm gonna be honest, the whole Love After Lockup Moses storyline with Destiny and Sunny and Trish and G.I. Joe Ken, like, I really feel like they were all inserted to try to give the show a shot in the arm. Problem being, when it comes to G.I. Joe Ken and Trash Can Trish, we don't know these people. So you want us to feel a way and have some sort of endearment to people we don't know. Y'all serve these people to us on a trash can lid. So there's that. And then I think people forgot how much the audience did not like Destiny. And then Sonny's intro was raggedy as well. So I think for as much as people did not like Destiny, they could understand Destiny's angst with Sonny. Heck, I'm one of them. I'm one of the people who was with Destiny on that. Cause seriously, I don't want to be on here with my ex. Why y'all bring this girl and this man on here? Messy. So I think we really overestimated the the electrifying nature of these storylines. They weren't. If anything, I think you irritated your audience with these storylines. And I could be wrong. Maybe y'all liked them. Maybe y'all like these storylines, but I don't believe y'all did. I know I didn't enjoy them. I didn't enjoy them at all. It's ridiculous. In Chronicles of Kim K, I absolutely agree with you. She said, Winter, the only black excellence was they did an excellent job of embarrassing black folks. Okay, that's it, and that is all. Better preach. Better preach. A little afternoon, pick me up, Scorpio. Don't be calling me out. And y'all, I would be on camera, but honey, it's wash today. And the way this head is standing in need of prayer, not gonna do that to y'all. You said I would like to see them do a finished project of the core six. That would have been nice. I'm telling you, I am crazy disappointed with how this show ended. And I'm not even saying that we don't know what the status is, to be honest. So I talked about this on oh gosh, I can't remember whose live I was on, but I was asked about this. Um, so if I'm not mistaken, we have not gotten an official announcement of when Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back. Although we do know that they are filming. And somebody had asked me, do y'all film without getting a pickup letter or a pickup notice? Absolutely. Love and Marriage DC did this. We had filmed our season a whole year prior to the season actually airing. In fact, we had filmed clear up through the reunion. We were told we were coming back. We were coming back. First we heard the summer, then we heard the fall, then we had the reunion. And we were told we were going to hear at the reunion when our air date was happening. Not a thing. Next thing you know, we don't get a pickup date until January of 2024. So, all that to say, they did that in our case because they wanted to make it seem like no time had lapsed, even though a whole year had lapsed, which I feel was crazy trifling because you had us trying to defend narratives that either were no longer in existence or just never true. In conjunction with the audience thinking this stuff is real time, not realizing, y'all, this a year old. So, true story, Love and Marriage DC has not filmed since March of 2023. Y'all hear me? Love and Marriage DC has not filmed since March of 2023. That was our closing finale episode. We did pickups through April. That was it. And then you wait a whole nother year to give us a air date. So yeah, they absolutely can film in hopes that the network is going to say, okay, we'll order another season. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think Mel leaving has paused a lot of hurdles. And I know some of y'all might not like Mel, but let me tell you what, the network likes her. For some of y'all that don't understand stuff, when a network like you, I don't care what your castmates think, and it doesn't matter what the audience thinks. The network likes her. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some calls and conversations being had. I don't know if they can preserve her or get her to come back. But let me just put up, Lord, help us. You said she would not have been back if it wasn't for Sonny and Moses. You said you said Sonny was asked to come on the show before she was. Do we have proof of that? I can't speak to it. I'm not going to speak to anything I don't necessarily know for sure. Samantha says she manifested the show is canceled. I cannot. So the producers don't know their targeted audience, maybe get more interactive with the fan base. Well, as some people tell it don't, y'all ain't a factor. This is what cracks me up about Millie Chun's intro. Shout out to Millie Chun TV. But her intro with Marceau talking about do y'all think that's going to impact the race? Y'all, when I say I crack up every time, because that did not age well at all. Did not age well at all. Hey, T-Talk. So it's about to be 2 years. Yep. You're absolutely right. Hi, Sharon. Shout out to T-Talk with your girl for being here. You said I lost brain cells every time Ken, Trish, and Market Chow. We all lose a few. We all lose a few. Because it's honestly, it's reckless. Let's call a thing a thing. It's reckless. It's reckless. It's so reckless. Marsha, that's funny. You said, did Dr. Shanita put a gag order because she wasn't mentioned on the reunion? It's interesting when attorneys get involved. That's something that Dr. Shanita would have to speak to. But I will say sometimes they'll eliminate people because they don't want to mention them. They don't want to include them. So, I don't know. Hey, Committed to the Journey. Not word on the street is Neil tried to contact Mel through Miss Van to get her to come back. I could imagine, y'all, I don't think y'all understand. Like I said, no matter how the audience feels about Mel, she's an intricate part in Love and Marriage Huntsville. The network does like her. I know that for a fact. There are conversations that I've had with different people that are in the network. And when it comes down to people that they prefer or they care for or that they think have huge influence on the health of the show, they don't care what people think. That doesn't matter. I shared on Queen Sheba that was the reason why I returned. Didn't matter what the rest of the cast thought. It didn't. Once network makes a decision, it is decided. So I would imagine that her exit is a huge loss. But I feel like if you make a decision to leave, you should stand on it. Because let me tell you what, there is no way, no how. I remember talking to a few different people like, Winter, you sure you want to leave? I'm sure you could have a conversation and come back. Baby, they would drag me for absolute filth and a half. I would never go back. My storyline would be so broke, busted, and disgusted. Baby, by the time they got done dragging my reputation, please, then they probably cut me loose and I wouldn't get asked back. Wouldn't trust it. Wouldn't trust it. I don't think that's the reason why people feel like he's acting up on the internet. I think it has a lot to do with Kempire's recent, um, this is my opinion. I think Kempire's recent expose um has hit a nerve. That's what I think. And let's be very clear. Kempire has a huge audience. A huge audience. And to be fair, Kempire is a content creator. He reviews shows. He gives his opinion. So he's perfectly entitled to do so. All that to say, and this is coming from someone who I know for a fact, Kempire was not a fan of mine. I know that. He was not. He was Team Ashley. He did not like me. He did not give me good reviews. But I still think he does his best to be objective and fair when he's trying to detail certain stuff like this. He has his favorites. Let's be clear. Every content creator does. Y'all know I have mine over here. But by the same token, the little bit that I did hear from Kempire, honestly, I felt like that was the fairest I had seen him be towards Carlos. It didn't seem like he was outright trying to drag him. And that's from what I heard. Now, some people may disagree, but that's my personal opinion. And I have said time and time again, I don't have anything personal against him myself. But I can absolutely be honest about my experience. And I can absolutely be honest and say there's some changes that need to be made. And I stand on it. I'm not going to change that. I told not one lie. Not one. And quite frankly, let's be clear. We wouldn't be here if you had held some of your people accountable. I have told y'all time and time again that one of the main reasons that I left at that time was because I reached out to the powers that be because I was being virtually bullied. Now, if you are a part of my Winter Womanland IC Insider community, for those that are IC Insider, y'all been known this for quite some time. Tell me if I'm lying. If you're an IC Insider, you'll back me up on this. I told them before I told anybody else. And I guess this might be an exclusive because I don't know that I've ever shared it. But I told y'all, I had just found out I was expecting. And I reached out to the powers that be at that time to tell my coworkers who were virtually harassing and bullying me and sending their trolls to threaten me to stop it and to tell them to stand down because I was in a sensitive state. They knew exactly what that sensitive state was. Shortly after that, I had a miscarriage. So I'm not taking my foot off nobody's neck because y'all choose to uphold drama versus standing for what's right. Now I'm a believer, so I believe in forgiveness, but it's something that I have struggled to process forgiveness on, because why would you do that to a woman that's going through something like that? In fact, my producer, one of my producers, was like, Winter, please come back. It would be a great storyline. The fans would love to see you move on and go through this stage. And I told them at the time I wasn't coming back. And I did not want to be in the midst of the stress while going through something like that. I wanted to enjoy my time. Lo and behold, all foolishness breaks loose and something unfortunate happens. So I honestly just don't understand why we take issue when people speak out. Why do we take issue when people are trying to say, hey, enough is enough. There needs to be some boundaries here. There needs to be some parameters put in place. Sometimes too much drama is too much drama. Sometimes too far is too far. The grooming allegations, too far. It's too far. Revenge P, too far. And then all of a sudden we want to be sensitive when people are speaking out and quitting. How about we make some changes? I don't understand what's so hard to understand. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't have to get that bad. Why weren't things stopped before they were leaked? I know for a fact that certain things are leaked by members of production. I do know that. So I don't know, y'all. At some point, I really think we got to take ourselves outside of the business aspect. And I've heard people say, well, Winter, it's reality TV and there's no ethics in reality TV. BS. It's the place of employment. Whether you like it or not, the laws enforce ethical conduct. Whether you like it or not, labor laws enforce ethical conduct. So there is a certain way we should and shouldn't be behaving in the workplace. This is still a workplace. People are paid. People get W-2s. People get 1099s. Let's not make excuses. And I see y'all's comments. I appreciate that, guys. It's been almost a year now, so you process it, but it's very hard, y'all. It's very hard, very difficult thing to deal with. And again, it wasn't something I wanted to share publicly because at the time I had just done Queen Sheba. Actually, a lot of people that I did interviews with, they actually knew. Queen Sheba knew, Bondi Blue knew. Um, there were a few people that I conversed with regularly that actually knew and sent their condolences, but it was tough. Toot Latrice has a question. I see yours, babe. Winter, why do you think OWN or KRE have not released a statement about Melody's departure? They're having to be very strategic about how they, in my opinion, let me just say this. In my opinion, they are having to be very strategic about how they handle the situation with Mel. Very strategic. I done tried to tell y'all that this fan base is very, um, Mel's fan base is very loyal and has been a lot of what has kept Love and Marriage Huntsville rolling. So you can't just treat it any kind of way. It's not the way that works. So I believe they're being very strategic about how they handle her departure. You said if the cast works for KRE, would the network get involved when someone leaves? Absolutely. Absolutely, they'll get involved. She's an integral part. This is not just like, I don't know. You have a hierarchy at work. If a secretary leaves, they'll just hire another secretary, right? Administrative assistant. They'll just get another administrative assistant. It's much different than the president or the VP leaving. This is a huge loss for the Love and Marriage Huntsville community. Don't you think for a second that there aren't conversations being had about what are the next steps? How do you pivot? What does the world of Love and Marriage Huntsville look like without Mel? We can pretend and we can play pretend. Yes, really. Yes, really be new. Thank you, really be. Absolutely, you did. Um, so yeah, I think this has been a huge blow. A huge blow. Tea Talk with your girl. You said, I'm so glad I chose to love you and ignore the chatter. You're pretty dope. I love you back, my girl. I love you back. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate ya. Thank you for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate you. Um, so yeah, I mean, you better believe they are trying to figure this thing out. You said, yep, they lose that. It's a workplace. Yep, absolutely it is a workplace. You say you think they're trying to see if they can get her back first? They would be crazy not to. They would be crazy not to. She's a huge factor. Don't get it twisted. She's a huge factor. All that to say, I was very disappointed with the reunion. Let's pivot and talk about Kimpire's explosive. I don't even know what you want to call it. Explosive kind of detailing of what he thinks is happening over in the kingdom. And like I said, I did not get to watch all of it. I do want to say shout out to Kimpire and my girl. Oh my gosh, I don't remember her screen name. What's her screen name? Because you guys need to go over and support her. Oh my gosh, I did an interview with her. Y'all help me. What's her screen name? Oh my goodness. If y'all remember her screen name, please let me know. Hey, Nikki baby. Wago. Thank you. Thank you, D. Taria. I was going to call her T, but yes, Taria. But Wago, you guys, please go support Wago. Taria. I've interviewed with her before. Super sweetheart. But they did an excellent job, I felt, based off of what I saw. Someone sent me just the section where they were going over what I shared with Queen Sheba. Shout out to Queen Sheba. But I tried to finish the rest of it. And y'all, I think, let's be clear, content creators are there to review, recap, discuss, give perspective, opinion. So that's what they did. And I appreciated it because for me, I think sometimes we get so caught up in the drama that we don't actually take time to break down the components that help us form an educated opinion. And you can like who you like. Everyone has their favorites, okay? But by the same token, that does not excuse certain behaviors or scenarios that we've seen play out throughout these franchises. All that to say, I think they did an excellent job. Like I said, to me, from what I heard, I felt like that was the fairest I've heard Kempire be. And I don't listen to him all the time, but sometimes I've heard him give his reviews on Love and Marriage Huntsville and some reviews he's done on Love and Marriage CC. All that to say, I felt like he was very fair, but I think they both raised some very great questions that take me back to, when do we get to hold people accountable? Or do we just let people get by on a technicality and give them the black card pass because he's black? Good afternoon, daughter of Israel. Is that what we're doing? Like, are we giving the back because he's black pass? Like, I'm confused. Because it's a black production. If anything, y'all, we should want more. We should want better. We should be creating better spaces and safer spaces. And this should be the place where we as reality TV talent can come to flourish and feel safe and grow and expand. But to quote Monique, it's like we get no better. And that's the problem. And let's be clear, I don't want to hear anybody say, well, y'all don't do Andy like that. Y'all, Andy gets his tail ripped in two every other day. And the crazy part is that he gets his tail ripped into not only by black people, but by white folks as well. Because they watch a lot of Bravo. So my thing is, don't pull that. Don't you can't say that. You can't say that y'all don't do Andy like that. That's not true. Andy been getting drugged and dragged. They drag Andy every other day. So my thing is, if you're competing in that particular realm, expect the same. Expect the same thing. And I think it's okay to expect certain things from our people. Us not holding each other accountable because of a skin technicality, it's time out for that. It's time out for that. This is why we don't see a lot of progression in some of our communities, because we let people off on a skin technicality. We got to do better. It's okay to say, you know what, I do want what's best for reality TV. But I understand there's some changes that need to be made. There's some parameters that need to be put in place. Not the type of parameters that cover y'all butt. Because let's be clear, companies will do that too. The changes they put in place is to lock people down from being able to file a complaint or be vocal. Does anybody know why Sonny wasn't asked back? Which I didn't see happening anyway. You believe it's because she was team male? Inez said she was asked back. I would love to know from Sunny whether she was asked back or not. A lot of y'all are saying because she aligned herself with male. Hey, brown skin girl. Hey, girl. Thank you for stopping by. I would love to know from her. You said, in my humble opinion, Mel is not returning unless she becomes EP and she gets to replace the entire cast and move to ATL or LA. You say you believe she's no longer needed. Interesting. I've heard people say that this particular line of work likes to choose people and discard them when they're no longer useful, and I can see that. You say you think she failed to follow the program. Inez says she was asked back, but she declined. I would love to know for sure. Hey, Aunt Natty. You said, I thought Sunny clearly said she was not asked back and alive. I don't know. T-Talk. Okay, I'm a go with your comment. She said Sunny said she was not asked back, and I know you asked. So I'm a lean on your I'm a lean on your on your investigative skills. I know you asked her directly. So we're gonna go with you. I know you asked. I know you asked her point blank in the period. So she wasn't asked back. I didn't think so. Not Sunny was put on ice. See, that means Sunny was talking too much. And I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying sometimes they'll do that when they feel like you talk too much. That's all. It definitely sound like you talk too much. God's Child says Kempire has an HR background. He has talked about Andy and dragged him. Ooh. Yes, welcome. Thank you so much to all of the content creators that have joined us. We have 491 people in the chat. Please make sure you hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed, please do so. You said I think she was saying too much on her lives. Listen here. I didn't try y'all. Y'all know I talk a lot, right? Right? We know that. We can all agree. Winter talks a lot. Winter also tells the truth a lot. Do y'all know how many calls I got telling me to shut up? I was told to not talk about the rapper because I promise you, y'all know I save stuff too. So I got a text, right? And I got a text from a producer that said not too much on the rapper. Wait until the show comes back on. Why? So y'all can sit here and lie and have these people thinking that I'm with this wide hip ninja? Why? Y'all wanted me to sit here and pretend when I have a whole nother relationship that I've been in for over a year. Y'all want me to sit here and pretend for the sake of y'all storyline. I'm not doing it. It's not in my contract that says I have to lie about my real life. That's dumb. First season, I got called pretty much every other week. Our executive producer was sick of me. Winter, take that down. Winter, you got to pull that video down. Winter, you can't say that. I'm like, I'm about sick of y'all. So she probably was talking too much. She probably was. They will put you on ice if you talk too much. But in Sunny's defense, if you see that some things that are being shown or the narratives that are being ran with ain't the truth, then I don't know what to tell y'all. I'ma tell it. I'ma speak my truth. Hey, Millie Chan, I'ma speak my truth. Period. I don't think it's right. I have to sit there and dial down my real life so y'all can perpetuate a lie. That's crazy. Hey, get a clue. It's just crazy. Not say we country. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Nikki, baby. A lot of y'all are saying she was put on ice because she wouldn't go against Mel. Hey, larger curves. You said, I predict that the first episode of the next season will be the largest viewership in the show's history. Will she or won't she be there? Chopped cabbage. Well, I'm going to be honest. If I was Mel, baby, you would have a cease and desist expeditiously, separately and collectively. I would send one to not only the network's legal team, I would send one to the production company's legal team, and I would send one individually to my castmates' legal team. You would not be able to mention me nor my likeness in any capacity. So that storyline would be impossible because you couldn't mention me to begin with. You couldn't use my likeness unless you want a lawsuit. And I highly doubt that Mel is ignorant. And I'm sure her legal team is on it. But baby, you wouldn't even be able to whistle my name. Figure it out. And I mean it. Mel said on a lie that someone, put your comment up here. Mel said on a lie that someone informed her that they were put on ice because they were aligned with her in millimeters. Cha. Not 15 calls, larger curves. Who is Damien? He must be with a different production company. That don't sound like anyone I know. Hey, Miss Sugar Sweet. You said, I think Sonny recorded a conversation and shared it with Mel about being scolded for being team Mel. Ooh. Allegedly. I'm gonna be honest. I like to give my community first dibs on exclusiveness. Hey, Vivine from Jamaica. I like to give my community exclusives. Interestingly enough, I hopped on Queen Sheba a few days ago. Can't remember when. I want to say a few days ago. But we were talking and chatting. But I will tell y'all one of the things that I became, well, if y'all don't recall season 1, Monique said this about me. Winter is a receipt queen. You could take that to the bank. I save everything. My boyfriend will tell you that. I have mementos, tokens from I don't even know how long ago we've been dating. I like to save. I'm a scrapbooker. I save things. Um anyway, all that to say, I will say shortly after the reunion, I was sent an audio of me being attacked on that stage. I was sent a video. I was sent an audio from somebody that was on set that day that recorded it. So when I say, and this was outside of what they chopped and screwed and aired, right? Like when I say God protected me and covered me in ways that I didn't know at the time, because people could have said, well, she's lying. That didn't happen. It wasn't that bad. Well, somebody on that set that day recorded what was happening to me and sent it to me. And I've had it for 3 years. So stuff like that is possible. I think in this particular arena, you have to protect yourself. And I save all sorts of things because people lie and people don't take things seriously enough until it's too late. Um, so I could see that happening. Sad you got to do that, but when I say people lie, people lie. Hi, Dale. Hi, Designs and Decor. You said, let's see, I think the show wanted to use Mel's fan base for the first few episodes. That is why they want to address her exit. They will lose viewership. Ciao. I think Mel has a pulse on her fan base, and I think that they will collectively not watch if she says she's definitely not coming back. I remember that Simply Beautiful. You're not lying. I remember when Martell was saying he was going to out everybody and that he was going to tell his truth and he didn't care. I do remember him saying that. He was going ham. You said she said in another CC chat that the cast or production can't use her name or likeness for the. I don't blame her. Absolutely, Logic Curves. Keep my name out of your mouth. Not they would be scared to say the word male. I can't. You said me too, Winter. I have text messages from Twin. Baby, I deletes nothing. I literally tell I always issue a disclaimer. Before you say I'm lying, you better make sure I don't have no receipt. You better make sure I ain't got, you better be very clear. Before you say I'm lying, you better make sure I don't have a receipt. And I also am very strategic too. Like I intentionally say some things and I intentionally don't say others. But let's be clear. I keep record. I don't say, and if I say it, you better believe there's a record. I don't think Mel is coming back, y'all. I think, yeah, they would probably, I mean, some people would love to um, have her back, but Gosh Child says she is an attorney. There's no viable lawsuit. Why would they sue Mel? I'm confused by that. Are they trying to hold Mel? Now, come on now. Where are we getting that from? Hey, country girl. I don't think Mel has anything to do with her passing. I'm not even gonna touch that because that's just crazy. Rest in peace, Kiki. I do still hate that happened. Dr. Net Mays Jeff, hello. You said Stormy was the first person who offered to pay for her funeral. She asked as soon as she heard. We don't know what the network or the family offered. I can't believe that the obvious didn't pay for it, but I'm going to assume that it seems like there was some strain between Tisha and Kiki's family, and they may not have accepted it if she offered it anyway. Do we know if she at least offered? Because I mean, let's be true. Let's be truthful. If she wasn't even allowed to attend or participate in certain things, I can't imagine that her husband would turn around and take money from her. So we don't know. We don't know if it was offered and it wasn't received, so we don't know. It just seems like there was a lot of strained family tensions, and y'all know, if don't nothing else bring out family drama, funerals will do it. So who knows? You said they weren't on good terms. Yeah, that's what I gather. They weren't on good terms, and it seems like even at the reunion, Tisha was very clear that her main concern was keeping a good relationship with the kids, which indicates to me that the familial relationships are still strained. Still strained. Let's be clear with some of the behavior that was had around the whole announcing of Kiki's passing. That was a mess. I really feel like in those instances, it should be left to the spouse. Um, yeah, that's my thought. Let me tell you, we don't get all the ins and outs of things on these reality TV shows. What I do know for sure is that how this goes down, or how this went down, excuse me, how this went down, I'm sure sticks with Tisha. I'm sure it does, because you don't want that to be your last interaction with anyone. You don't want to be on bad terms. Tomorrow's not promised. So my thoughts and prayers are with their entire family, because losing someone abruptly, y'all, that's tough. And I do hope they get to a better place. All right, y'all. I have been here for an hour. Um, it seems like they're going to continue to, y'all. I think somebody told me that Kempire's video has almost 100,000 views. I would consider that a viral video, and I hope it continues to go viral, because ultimately, I hope that there are changes made. I hope there are changes made. Um, I do think a day of reckoning is on the horizon for reality TV. I believe it's much like a lot of these pharmaceutical companies. They release this medicine, they give it to all these people, knowing that there could be consequences and hazards and such. And then years down the road, there's a class action lawsuit and settlements issued. I believe reality TV will have one of those days. We can sit here and ignore the blatant mental, emotional, and physical negligence that these shows um, the impact that these shows have on their participants, but let's be clear, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be allowed. There should be boundaries, there should be perimeters, and there should be guidelines, legal guidelines. And when they're not followed, there should also be legal ramifications. And I do believe that a day of reckoning is on the way. And reality TV eventually is probably going to be hit with a lot of legal liabilities at some point. Because eventually, all it takes, y'all, is a few to get the right attorney that can petition the right judges and get to the right courts that say, hey, enough is enough. This actually is wrong. It's actually unconstitutional. And there you have it. It's a snowball. It is not my desire that reality TV completely goes away. My desire is that reality TV is completely overhauled. And it forces some of these creatives that are involved in the field to actually be creative and figure out creative ways to generate drama outside of intentionally destroying people's lives and mental health and emotional health. That's my hope. So I mind my business. I enjoy being a content creator. I continue to work with my team on the things that I have going, and I bide my time because I do believe, like I said, a day of reckoning is coming, and I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right there.